Welcome to this introduction to the command line interface and the terminal app. The command line grants us access to many tools. Some are the same as the graphical user interface, or GUI, and many others allow us to do things not available in the graphic interface. If you are administering and managing Macs, there will be a time when you need to delve into the command line. We're going to start off with the basics in this module. To access the command line, we need to launch an app called Terminal. Terminal is located in the Utilities folder in Applications, but we can also open it easily using Spotlight, called up by hitting Command and Spacebar. We're greeted with a prompt which tells us a number of things. Firstly, the computer name, or host name, in my case, Jamf Training. Secondly, the path. The tilde here represents the current user's home directory. Thirdly, the current user, in this case, local admin. Before we start running commands, Terminal offers a few different themes to work with. Clicking Terminal and Preferences from the menu bar, we have several options to customize Terminal's behavior. Let's click Profiles and select a new default skin. I'm going to select Homebrew, click Default at the bottom of this column, and then double-click the profile to launch a new window. Once we're finished, we can close Preferences. If we open up Finder from the dock, we can compare the two interfaces side by side. In Finder, I can readily see the directories contained in my user's home folder, including Documents, Downloads, and Desktop. If we want to first verify which directory we're currently working in Terminal, we can type pwd, which stands for Print Working Directory, and see we're in /users/localadmin, which is our home directory. From Terminal, we can see the contents contained in this directory by typing ls, or list, and pressing return. Already, we see one of the advantages of using the command line. We see an additional directory for the library. Finder hides directories that would be of no use to typical users or could compromise the performance of the system if moved or deleted. Let's put Terminal in full screen and talk a little about the structure of a command. There are three parts to a command. Firstly, the command itself. In this example, I'll use ls. We can add options to a command which affects the way a command is performed. Options are often preceded by a hyphen, and many commands may contain multiple options depending on the desired outcome. If I add -l to my command, I'll be able to see additional information about the files contained in this directory, also called the long format. The third component of my command is the argument. This will tell the command what to perform its actions on. In this case, I'll run this command on the Applications folder by typing /applications. Notice I've capitalized Applications. It is considered best practice to respect case sensitivity in the command line. Otherwise, your commands may not run as intended or fail altogether. Upper and lowercase characters can execute different commands or options. If I want to learn a little more about a command, Terminal can help. Each command has its own manual, or man page. Before we look at a manual page for ls, our terminal output can be cleaned up by running the clear command. To read a man page, type man followed by the command we want to look up, in this case, ls. We can see ls is the list directory contents command, as well as a description and available options. Terminal allows us to scroll up and down the page with the trackpad or using the arrow keys. The spacebar can be used to move one page at a time. Once we're finished, we can hit Q to leave the page. Since we're new to Terminal, it can be difficult to know which commands do what. The man command with the -k option can help. K is an option that will search for strings of characters within manual pages. So by adding copy as my argument and hitting return, we'll see several commands that contain the word copy in their documentation. We may not know which command we need, but we can explore the man pages to determine the best option. One of our options for copy is cp. Let's run man cp and say we want to find out how to copy directories. We can type / and a string to search for directory. Pressing return will find the first instance of the string, and by pressing the N key, we can move to the next instance of the string, much like using the find feature in Safari. There are many commands available in Terminal, and by pressing Tab twice, we can view all 1,376 possibilities. Unfortunately, we don't have time to explore all of these, but we will cover some of the more common commands in this series. In this module, we opened Terminal from Finder, explored the interface, and selected a new profile. We covered how commands are structured, with the command options and arguments, and where to find additional information about commands using manual pages. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next module.